Yo, what is up everyone? Tim or Accurate Shot here, and I have another Modern Warfare 3 commentary for you guys, and you guys already know that because you clicked this video. But anyways, yeah, so background of the game real quick, just gonna go over this real quick. It's a domination match on the map Hardhat. I'm just using an MP7 and just rapid fire. You'll notice I have the Claymore. I usually don't use the Claymore. I'm not sure why I put it in here, but it was by accident. Usually I have the Semtex. But anyways, alright, so this is going to be my first high school story video. I've seen this idea on a bunch of other commentators have done this. And the thing is I'm still in high school. I'm a senior. But today I have an awesome, one of my best high school memories like ever. It happened during my sophomore year, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about that today. And I'm really bored, so, you know, I just started thinking about this, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do a commentary on it because it brings back a lot of great memories, and I would not trade it for a thing. So basically this story is going to take place in my sophomore year. It's German class, and I know that sounds pretty crazy. I live in Arizona, and so taking German is a big like waste, and it did me no good, and I didn't learn anything in this class because it was that class that you wake up, the reason you wake up to go to school. That all of sophomore year, I slowly started slacking off more and more and more because of this class, but I would not trade it for a thing. It was an amazing time. So basically we had this teacher, his name is Mr. Kohlhoff, and I know, right, awesome name, and we had German class with him. And so first day of school, I walk into this German class and I notice, whoa, wait a second, I have a few friends in here that I know from 6th grade, 6th and 8th grade. I went to elementary school with these two guys, and they showed up in my German class. So I was like, wow, this should be pretty fun, you know. So German class, it started off, you know, the first week or so, it was a normal classroom, you know, we were all getting to know each other. But later on in the year, it just basically, we ended up making this teacher retire. And so we pulled a bunch of pranks on him all year and just wreaked havoc. So I'm going to tell about a few things that we did in that class that just absolutely made me crack up. And this class was like the life of my sophomore year. So this teacher, he wasn't so bright of a teacher, I'd say, for the modern age like kid. Like he was more of the, you know, older kid that, you know, didn't know much about technology and stuff like that. Or older teacher, not older kid, sorry. And so we had a lot of fun with that. And basically he wasn't that intelligent, you could say. He was, but he wasn't up to date with everything. So yeah, so you know, I had this old phone, one of those, it was a Samsung Alias, and you know, those old Verizon phones always have those really weird like ringtones and stuff like that. They're really loud and obnoxious, and I always remember we would always every day when we walk into class and we get started. By the way, I learned nothing in this class. Like there was not one time that we actually did work. I don't know how I passed the class. I ended up getting a C in it. But yeah, so we would always get our phones out in the middle of class while he was lecturing or whatever, and just play these ringtones really loud. I remember we had this like foghorn thing. It would make this really annoying sound. We would just play it over and over and over again, and he would get up and like search for 5 minutes at just looking for who was doing it. Like he wasn't mad or anything. He was like, what is going on? He did not understand what it was. Like it was like he hadn't ever heard. It was like he was deaf and just started hearing for the first time. So he would get around up the class and like search for 5 minutes for this horn that was going off, and we would always play ringtones and stuff like that and mess with him. And I remember this time we would watch a lot of movies and stuff like that about German culture and stuff. And so, you know, the lights would be off and everything. I'd be sitting, you know, with my friends, and we'd be sitting at our desks, we'd pull out our phones, and we'd all play like different sounds at once or the same sound at once, and just piss him off so bad. Like he would go around and he would blame other people for it, and oh my god, it was hilarious. Like we played all the ringtones at once. We got the entire class to do it once. Oh, it was crazy. And one of the best memories of that class was when we trapped our teacher in the corner. Like I don't know, this teacher was just not aware of what was going on, and basically he was walking around the classroom making sure everyone was watching the movie. We were watching this movie, everything was dark, lights were off, and so we decided he got sort of into the corner of the room. We all sat in a group of 4 in the corner of the room, and our desks were separated out, and he got sort of in the back corner, and we all started to subtly, like slowly arrange our desks to create like a shape with the wall to box him in with our desks. And once he started to realize that he was getting boxed in, he did not know what to do. I was looking back at him. I was laughing so hard. It was unbelievable. Like, my friends were asking me if I was okay. My face was like burning red. We were all cracking up so hard because he just did not know what to do. Like, we had boxed him into his own corner. He didn't want to ask us to get out because he would be embarrassed, and he just sat there for like, I don't even know, 15 minutes just watching the movie, trying to play it off like he didn't know that we boxed him in. And I was sitting there laughing so hard. It was unbelievable. I didn't even, our desk just formed a barrier around him, and he did not know what to do. So that was one of the greatest times, like, ever of pranking a teacher, in my opinion, for me in my high school year. So another thing is he had this thing called the addiction basket, and of course, you know, in high school you can't have your phones out and stuff like that. Well, at least in my high school you can't, you know, it'll get taken away, whatever, you get a warning. And so he had this thing called the addiction basket. It was literally like this woven basket, like a picnic basket pretty much. And basically if he saw our phones out, he would ask you to, he would bring the basket over to your desk, and on the basket it said addiction basket on it. And so it was like a little label, and he would bring that over to our desk. He'd say, put the phone in the basket, and he would leave the basket on our desk. And he thought that by doing this, it would, like, he didn't realize that we could just take it out of the basket. So it was hilarious to watch him go and put the basket on people's desks, ask for the phone, they'd put it in there, he'd walk away, they'd take it out and leave the basket there. He just didn't understand. It was hilarious, and it was called the addiction basket. So we always made fun of that, and there was no point to it because we just got our phones right back. And so yeah, there was another time where the school's the phone system, we sort of went into the phone system and called the teacher's room that we were in, and played those ringtones through the phone. And so we basically told him that someone was at the door to distract him, and then someone would get up, he would go to the phone, get the extension number of the room that we were in, the teacher's room number. We'd call that on our phones during class, and then we would play those random ringtones through it. So he would answer the phone, and then all of a sudden you would hear that ringtone, and then everyone would hear it in the entire class. And oh my gosh, it was hilarious because the whole class didn't know that, you know, we were pranking him and stuff. It was about 4 or 5 of us that were always in on it. And so all of a sudden you'd be working on your stuff, your head down, taking a test or whatever, and then all of a sudden teacher would answer, the phone would ring, teacher would answer it, and then you'd hear this like really loud car horn and going through the entire speaker system in the room, and it was absolutely hilarious. And he would always do my name is Tim, and basically we sort of made this thing where we would scream my name really loud, you know, Tim, like that, and he would always get really annoyed, and we just had a lot of fun times in that class. It brings back a lot of good memories. And this teacher was just absolutely clueless, like did not know. And he would always call in like we had, I don't even know how many times we had the principal like in our room and like security, because he would call us and say that, or he would call the security guards and be like, we have a problem, blah blah blah, and we'd be quiet and obedient for, you know, the time that the security guards were in there, and then right as they left, we'd go back to the same old thing. But it was hilarious because it turns out that towards the end of the year he announced his retirement. This guy had been teaching for like 15 years, and then he all of a sudden decided to retire. I remember there was a few times in class where he actually ended up breaking down and crying and getting like so pissed off that he was cussing. And thinking back on those times, I mean, it was funny and everything, but it was really mean. Like, and pretty much ended his career at my high school. And he ended up retiring, and we still, you know, make fun of him to this day. He was this big, you know, German guy that was all like, I don't know, he was fat, he was overweight, but he had this really big beer belly and this classic German, you know, slick back hair, and oh my god, he always carried around this handkerchief because he'd stand around in class like all day, and he would just sweat, even just giving a lecture, standing up there, and he would just sweat, and he would take out his handkerchief and he'd have to wipe it off. His face was always red. And oh man, this guy was just a mess. And in combination with our class, oh my god, it was hilarious. So anyways, moral of the story, we ended up making him quit, and I ended up getting a C in the class, and I'm sure the other half the class failed, whatever. No one paid attention in that class. It was a bad class. It was a bad class, and I ended up getting a C, and I do regret it in some way, because now that C is causing trouble for me and me trying to get my scholarship and stuff like that. And since he ended up retiring, you know, you need 2 years of the same foreign language to get into a university, and since he retired, they could not find a German teacher to replace him. So German ended up being removed, and I had to take 2 more years of foreign language to make up for that. And oh man, it was just a mess. But that class was fun. I would not trade it for a thing, even though I got a C and it caused some troubles in me getting a scholarship, which I'm still working towards right now. I would not trade it for a thing. It was amazing. So yeah, that's the end of the gameplay, guys. Thanks for watching. Share this video if you liked it, like it, favorite it, whatever you want, and see you guys later. Thanks for watching.